Too scared, what the hell, here I go, jump right in.
Welcome back to our daily show right here in downtown Alton. That's the heart of the Riverbend. Coming up this Friday, the one, the only, the Steve Ewing duo is returning to the patio at Baker's and Hale, and this is going to be a great time. Steve Ewing on the line now. Sir, how are we?
I'm very good. How you doing, man?
Oh, hanging in there. You know, it's been a weird weather week. You know, it's 40 degrees in the morning, 800 degrees by noon, and then we're back to normal, you know?
That's the theory. That's how it is.
Well, and this is really cool. So have you, right off the bat, Steve, have you played at Baker's and Hale before?
Yeah, I've played out there a few times, and it's always fun. The patio's super cool. So yeah, I've done it a few times out there.
Without a doubt. Now, you're on the stage Friday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., and if you could fill in the audience that's coming out to check out some great music, what are we going to be hearing?
We do a mix of quite a few things. We'll do, of course, we'll do some Urge songs. We'll do, some of my favorite stuff from, the 70s and 80s, a mix between, reggae, funk, ska, soul. So, little Sly and the Family Stone, some stuff by the Police, U2. So it's a good mix of stuff from my favorite era.
Without a doubt. And, take me through this. I mean, we've always seen, whether it's from Steve's Hot Dogs or all the other great things that you're doing around the St. Louis area, to be able to do shows like this throughout the region, is it one of those things that is just something that it never gets old?
Never. So I've been doing it now for 35 years, and then in the past 16 years, I've been playing pretty steadily as a duo or as a Steve Ewing band. And we love doing it. I've been playing with guitarist Adam Hansbrough for that many years, and we love it. Every show is a little different. We love playing with each other a lot, so we play off each other. So when you see us do it, we're enjoying ourselves. We're having a good time. And like I said, the music we're playing is stuff that we really enjoy, so that plays into it.
Well, and that's what actually segues it perfectly into that next question is, playing songs that, you're really behind, that are on your playlist that you grew up with or grew up listening to. Whenever you're on stage, do you ever feel, when you're doing a song like you just mentioned, Sly and the Family Stone, do you go, man, I hope this is, is just up to par with them, or are you in the moment so much where it just flows and all comes out naturally?
Naturally you end up doing a song your own way, so you do something, you go, let's do it. And now I'm to the point now where we learn a, cover song or something, I really enjoy. I don't really worry about stepping up to that artist. I just try to come across as me doing that music, how would I do it? Or naturally what's going to happen when I approach the song. And so now it makes it a little easier for me to do it, just be me.
Without a doubt. And whenever I first got to meet you here about a long time ago, about 5 years ago, time's flying, over here on Broadway, when it was Bottle and Barrel, now this conservatory, that's what I thought was so special about, the performances, is that you're right there, in that close space, connecting space, but also playing some great songs. And something that I could see right off the bat, like you said, is you love playing. And when you're out there on Friday for those 3 hours, is it give you some time to kind of, maybe take a break in between sets and get to talk to some folks, or is it just straight music for those 3 hours?
Yeah, we take a couple of breaks, and it just depends. Sometimes I'll take a break and go eat. And then sometimes I take a break and I hang out, So, we're there for 3 hours and we'll take a couple breaks. And so most of the time I do go and hang out and talk to folks. And we talk about music, and we talk about old Urge shows, and we talk about, what Urge shows are coming up and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, big time.
Well, and, as somebody who's been so prominent here in our area for such a long time, did you, whenever, 1988, The Urge is coming out, correct? Did I get that right?
87, 88,
okay. Close enough. I'll take a mulligan,
Right, yeah, right. You're good.
Fast forward, 30 years later, or right around 30 years or 25, how is it knowing, you left, your music and the music you're playing and everything you're doing is just resonating with, the up and coming generations as well?
that's something that's been surprising to me in the past like 10 years that I've seen, and I guess I've seen it with some of my favorite bands, but I didn't imagine that it would occur with us, with the Urge. But yeah, we're starting to see third generation fans, like parents and grandparents bringing their kids out to shows and things like that. So it's pretty cool to see it. Music perpetuates itself, but it's awesome to actually see it happen.
Without a doubt. And one last quick topical one for you. I know that you're busy, and I want to get back to Bakers and Hale before I let you go. You've had the opportunity to tour with, talking about just some tour lineups and you guys and yourself, having just some great music and some success. Take us through, if you could, is there a tour that, hit you that you can share with us, a little memory real quick?
Yeah, probably our first European tour. We went over with Korn and Incubus. And all three of us were on the same label, and Incubus was babies, and we were just above them guys in age, and we're just going over for our first European tour, man. And it couldn't have been a better introduction to Europe. I mean, it was awesome. We had sold out crowds every night. Quorum was huge, so it was that was an amazing experience. That first time getting over to Europe. And to be able to do it in that fashion, it was amazing.
Without a doubt. And let's circle back here to Bakers and Hale on Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. And I can only imagine, whenever I'm looking, because I always do a tiny bit of research, Steve, just so I can make sure I don't completely embarrass myself on this show. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the names, and I'm going back and looking at a little bit of the history and the timeline, and it's just really remarkable. And I can only imagine some of the stories that you could tell off the air, too. But with that being said, Friday, 7 to 10 p.m., this Friday, the 23rd of June, you're at Bakers and Hale. Now, is this a spot that you plan on playing pretty regularly as time rolls by? I know you've played there before.
Yeah, we're doing, right now we're doing a couple times a year. So, yeah, I would imagine there's no reason why I would not be playing it regularly, like at least 2 or 3 times a year. So, yeah, it's great. My schedule's pretty busy, so I try to get each region, covered once or twice a year, and so this gives me a chance to come in, have a great time, not do overkill with it, and come back, like a few months later. So it's pretty cool.
Without a doubt, that is cool. And speaking of busy, I really appreciate your time. I'm actually kind of in the process of a house closing and all that, and I said, man, I don't care what time it is. I'm getting the Steve Ewing interview because I just enjoy talking with you. You're a great guy. And real quick, just because I know the text line will get mad at me if I don't ask, how's everything going at Steve's Hot Dogs? We just had we put it on the schedule, and people said I had to ask, and I figured give them what they want.
Oh, yeah. Steve's Hot Dogs is... Steve's is doing fantastic. We have our South Grand location, and then we have a new location coming on Del Mar, on the east end of Del Mar, and that's coming in March. And then we have our location at the St. Louis City SC Soccer Stadium. Wow. And that is also doing well. So we have a lot going on with Steve's Hot Dogs this year, and it's been fun, and it's been really, really, really great for us this year.
Well, and and that's because I love watching, stories and seeing how businesses develop and seeing where paths lead, and just kind of, looking through the newspapers and watching the news. It's really cool to see such success and seeing that, snowball effect really taking off for Steve's Hot Dogs. But circling back, one last thing, just before I let you go, what's your message to the fans that are come out and see you at Bakers and Hale on Friday? Is there anything that you wanted to put a bug in their ear about?
Yeah, the show is real high energy. I mean, it's a duo, but the show is very high energy. So come out, man. It's fun. We have a good time. We play with the crowd. It's a lot of fun.
Without a doubt. And Steve, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy, and it means a lot that you gave us some of your time here in downtown Alton today.
Yeah, you got it, brother.
Awesome. We'll talk soon. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll be back with more of our daily show after a quick one in the heart of the RiverBend.